Evening everybody, I'm Stuart Crosby. A little bit about my background. My non-local government background has been in the electricity industry and in house building, where I own two companies. When I became mayor, I gave them both away so I could focus full time on that and have no conflicts of interest. Prior to that, I started my local government journey in a little community council at Papamau Beach. Moved into the Tauranga District Council, it was called in those days, in 1989. Still the youngest elected member. Became deputy mayor and became mayor in 2004 to 2016. I was going to go back into small business, which I absolutely love after that, but I did speak to some regional councils and the CEO, and I thought, I'll have a go at that. And I've been on the Ratepayers Regional Council since 2016. Locally, the key issues in my mind for the next 3 years, which are going to be incredibly challenging and disruptive, are again the Mount Harbour airshed. I think a fundamental role and right of people is to breathe fresh air, and in the mountain they are not. And there's a series of circumstances behind that. And collectively, between our council, TCC, the industry and the community, we are working incredibly hard to improve that. It will be a long journey. It is not over yet, so we need to invest in that. Just as the primary role for the city councils is to give safe drinking water to their community. But that's another story, as we all know. That's going to be taken off them. Transport is another big issue, and the Ratepayers Regional Council is involved in transport in more ways than one. It has a regional role. In fact, the meeting is coming up shortly for that, in terms of regional transport planning along with the NCTA and all the TLAs. We are connected to our growth management strategy. We were invested heavily in that, in some transport research, and that's paid benefits of getting State Highway 29A, Lower Kaimais, and the extension, of the Northern Arterial in play. And also we run the hopper bus service, which is not working that well, and I think we all admit that. There are some very good parts of the PT that is working, student transportation, but we need to address the non-peak hours of our bus service, and that's particularly challenging. But we're all committed to do that. Looking ahead, despite that sort of business as usual, we have some major challenges ahead. This current government, as you're aware, is planning to get rid of regional councils, or they're saying they're going to. Now, I don't have an issue with that per se, but what we do need, in my view, and I've been involved in local government for some time, and at a national level, you need a comprehensive, independent review of the form and function of local government, which includes community participation. The primary outcome of that must be democratic voice and democratic participation. And I'll tell you why. I spoke to a small group in Arataki 3 weeks ago, and I thought, I'll talk about taking the local government out of local government. And it's on steroids at the moment by this government, absolute steroids. They've taken the waters away, they plan to take the regional councils away or change them in some shape or form. So we must be vigilant about that, absolutely vigilant about that, to maintain a local democracy. Kia ora.